Hello, this is Dr. Young, and I'm going to go over your week 1 discussion. I'm sorry, I have a cold, so my voice is kind of weird. And I'm stuffy nose again. Sorry, I had a little bit of cold. So I'm going to go over your week 1 work. Really, all you have is you have a discussion and you have 2 exercises here, but we used to have 2 discussions every week, but this course has been redesigned, so we just have 1. And you're going to just do your introduction, and then you're going to go here and you're going to type in your or answer this question. Sorry. So for this, a lot of the things in this class are going to be based on personal experience. So for this one, you're going to talk about as more companies expand internationally, having a global mindset is more important than it has been in any previous point in history. After you've completed your Chapter 1 reading, discuss the following with your classmates. Share with us a personal experience involving a natural or man-made crisis or disaster that interrupted your normal routines and or created a problem for the businesses they affected. And were you prepared for this crisis, and were the affected businesses prepared? So this is really a reflection assignment. There's really not a right or wrong answer except for the fact that just make sure that you're talking about staying on topic. And it can be any kind of, crisis or disaster. It doesn't have to be weather, or it doesn't have to be related to that. But, unless you just want to use that. Obviously, a lot of people are using hurricanes. I can't imagine. It's a pretty good example. So just talk about that. And just all I ask you to do on these, posts where you have to actually talk about a personal experience is to just make sure that you're using correct grammar and punctuation. I don't want to see any text speak or any abbreviations or short slang or shortcuts. Write it out correctly. And just, tell me about the experience that you had. For the assignments that go into the Dropbox, we're going to go over those. Those need to be attached to the Dropbox and written in Microsoft Word. Excuse me, my little cursor's acting funny. Here we go. Make sure to go over your learning outcomes every week, and your readings, of course. You're going to read Chapter 1, and then you're going to research a disaster. And talk about how the incident occurred, a certain organization. It could be external or internal. It could be environmental. It could be something that happened in a major scandal, or something like on the level of Enron or something like that, or just anything that you can think of. What disaster plans were in place prior to the disaster, if any? If there were plans in place, how did the plans impact the disaster? And if there were no plans in place, how would a plan have improved the outcome of the disaster? So you can see there's a connection between your discussion and this assignment. So if there's some overlap, that's fine. Just don't write the same thing. But if you have the same example and you want to use it, just make sure that you are specific to this assignment when you're writing about it. The assignment should be at least 250 words. Okay, so next we're going to go to the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. This is the Act of 2002, and really this is kind of the catalyst for this was Enron and the accounting fraud that occurred. Arthur Andersen. So, This act greatly increased the transparency of financial disclosure in light of accounting scandals. Research and explain the implications of this act and discuss its impact to an organization of your choice. I would do some research on that case and Ron Arthur Anderson. Then I would do some research on the act itself. And then I would do some more research on companies that have been impacted by this act. Were there more companies that violated it after it was passed? Talk about that. The completed assignment should be at least 250 words. Same thing, just write it in Microsoft Word and make sure to attach it to the Dropbox. Your assignments are not due until Mountain Standard Time, so make sure that you're following that when you're doing your assignments. Just a word here, and I'm going to post an announcement. When you're writing these papers, they need to follow APA style: title page, reference list, hanging indents on your reference list, indented double space, indented paragraphs, double space, in-text citations. I want to see all of that. I'll be posting some APA resources for you as well. So if you have any questions or concerns, let me know, and I'll be happy to assist you. Let's have a great week, and I'll be posting these videos every week. I actually had one before, but it didn't work. Something happened to the link, so I'm re-recording it. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks, and have a great night.